back here in Tassie, where I cut my teeth as a young detective more than 35 years ago. After all those years, I'm back, not for a holiday, but to investigate a cold-blooded murder on the rugged West Coast.
A man shot dead outside the Marrawah hotel.
As police continue their search for Simon Crisp's killer, investigators are pursuing
in the area. Police not sure if the offender is still armed.
Situated on the very northwest tip of Tassie, one of Australia's most remote outposts, Marrawah is a small farming community. It's a one-pub, one-shop town. Not the sort of place you'd expect to be the scene of a murder. The victim, Simon Crisp, was well known in the district and for most of his life lived up the road in Smithton. The father of two was the local dog catcher. Alison Nichols was his partner for the past year.
I've known him my whole life. We grew up together when we were children and yeah, he was the love of my life. A lot of people didn't understand him, but to me he was just the kindest, sweetest man I've ever met.
The couple was rarely separated.
He wanted to be with me all the time, so he always came to work with me. When I went to work, he came and sat in the bar, stayed till I closed and helped clean up and sweep the floor and things like that.
This exclusive CCTV footage shows the last half hour of Simon's life. He's helping Alison close up the pub just before midnight. It's Friday, July the 12th this year. Not in view is Alison's 10-year-old daughter sleeping in the next room. After they close up, the three of them are going away on holiday. Can you talk us through what happened that night?
We'd had quite a few people in and most of them had left by about 11:45, so we started to clean up in the bar and usually we walk out the back door together, but I stayed to do the timesheets and I went out first and came back in and met him on the way as he took the garbage out.
This conversation, as Simon helps Alison take out the garbage, was the last they would ever have. He walks out the back door, where his killer lies in wait.
I thought that he dropped all the garbage on the ground or something, but then I don't know, I just thought it sounded like a shot. So I just raced over and locked the door and then ran back inside.
That loud noise later turned out to be 3 gunshots.
I think I picked the phone up and called 000 and went back to the door and called his name and listened, but there was just no answer at the door. I thought maybe he was out there hurt and he would be able to yell out to me, but he didn't. Then the police rang the phone back, told me to get my daughter and hide her. And I was just trying to ring the owners of the pub and my son to come and take my daughter away. I couldn't remember their numbers, so I was just calling random numbers out of my head because I couldn't find a phone book.
As Alison and her daughter hid terrified inside the pub, Simon was dead, just metres away. Detective Inspector Rob Gunton is leading the investigation.
Simon brought the garbage out through that door. He's turned to his right and gone over to the bins. And if we look to the corner of the building here, where we believe the shooter or shooters or the offenders were, the shots have been fired. He's ended up lying here with his head facing up and looking towards that way.
So there could have been more than one shooter?
Look, we can't discount that there could have been more than one offender, just by the very nature of the three shots.
So, Rob, it's a perfect place for an ambush around here.
Yeah, well, obviously it's very well lit from the sensor light which comes on, which would indicate to me that they would have been hiding the other side of the wall so as not to alert Simon to their presence. While
police are yet to find the murder weapon, in the past week, the investigation has ramped up.
Police today called in forensics and the dog squad to conduct searches at properties in this area.
We've got a small group of people that are certainly persons of interest. We've conducted a couple of searches yesterday, one of a private premises and one of a business premises. We've taken possession of 2 vehicles and they have been forensically examined and we're awaiting the results of those tests.
There's been a few theories as to why this murder may have been committed. Have you looked into any of those?
Look, there are a number of rumours circulating in the community, and we've investigated or followed those lines, and they've been excluded.
Is there any chance that the shooter never left the community?
Look, I certainly can't exclude that, and it's another avenue of inquiry that or investigation that we've been following, and will continue to follow.
This community of 300 is still rattled by this violent crime. No one can remember the last time anyone was murdered in Marrawah.
It's actually been a real kick in the guts for everyone. I was actually pissed off. How dare they do that here? No one deserves that. I don't care who you are or what you've done in your life. No one deserves that.
Things haven't really changed since I was working in Tassie 35 years ago. A murder in a small community is still incredibly traumatic.
There's someone out there that lives in a household with someone who murdered a decent, honest man. How can they sleep at night knowing that they're living with a murderer?
What would you say to somebody out there who's got that information?
Oh, please, just tell somebody. If you know something, don't be scared. It's just not in the human mind to live with that forever. You just can't do it. It's not right.